Stark Raving Totals. Welcome to the segment. This is where we talk about totals across the board for Sportsbook review. We're on a pretty good season so far. Pretty good season, especially NBA playoffs. We've been actually absolutely I don't want to say killing it. But we've been doing really well. So we got to be happy with that. Now we're going to actually not have any NBA today. Very sad because we've been doing really well. So we're going to jump into some Major League Baseball, something we haven't touched so much in this segment. This will be our second Major League Baseball play. So you guys are gonna have to excuse me. I'm still diving into the Major League season, so if I miss some things here and there, please be extra forgiving on me. But I do have one play here on the card. Do not forget, as always, Sportsbook Review. That's our main webpage. Got all the numbers up there. I don't know if I said that correctly. Don't forget sbrbix.com. Our Facebook page, a lot of good stuff there, a lot of links to take you to different places to go ahead and help you with your handicapping. Of course, this is YouTube Live. We used to be on the Facebook Live page. Now we're here, YouTube Live, and I'm coming to you live from Japan. I got my coffee. It's the morning here, and we're going to cap some Major League Baseball. One of my guys, actually, for St. Louis, Miles, is it Mikolas or Michaelis, is getting the start today for St. Louis. He pitched for the Tokyo Giants last year. He was really good last year. And he's good this year for the Major Leagues. Really low total on that game. So you guys come in, give awesome comments. I will comment back to you towards the end of the segment. I don't expect this segment to be very, very long because NBA, we've been really grinding it, really diving in, talking about a lot of, different games and just the matchups and the numbers and everything. But today, it's just kind of almost a cursory view. I got some things I want to talk about as far as just one pick I have here, but that's pretty much it. There's not really a ton. So if you guys got some stuff you want to talk about, I'm more than willing to go ahead and give some feedback. Again, this segment's about 20, 30 minutes, and let's dive right in. So, okay, totals. That's what we're talking about, totals. But you already know that because I already said that. Some interesting line movement here on a couple of different plays. So like Atlanta with Fultonowicz and Smith, I did kind of had a lean on the under on that, and the line has already dropped from 8 to 7.5. Really interested in the Milwaukee Colorado game, 11.5. Holy cow! I think Washington Arizona is going to be a fantastic contest with Rourke and Greinke. There's really not. I kind of looked at that Baltimore Kansas City game, but you just don't know what you're going to get with Tillman. You got an ERA over 9. Gosh, so of course the line's gone up from 9.5 to 10.5. And you got Boston, New York. What a great game yesterday. Probably another good one today. I think that total's a little bit high, though. A little bit high. Then you got Leak going versus Hap with Seattle and Toronto. Two good veterans. 9 seems a little high on that one, too. But I didn't really dig. Here's the one I got into. All right, so we're talking about Minnesota and Los Angeles. So oddsmakers came out with 8. Kind of makes sense. You got Berrios going against Richard. I like Berrios. I like him a lot. And the line, here's the interesting part. It's a steam play for me today on this matchup. You got 65% right now on the over. It's dropped from 8 to 7.5, and I'm going under. I think that's where the sharp money's going, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to back that under 7.5 because, first of all, I mean, we look at Berrios. Well, I mean, he's been really less than stellar. His last 3 starts, he's given up 13 earned runs in his last 3 outings. However, despite the 3.98 ERA he has, he's only 23. He's got a 0.98 whip. I mean, he could be really, really tough at times. I think it's a good spot for him. I mean, he hasn't given up that many hits. Well, I mean, the 5 hits in 3 innings wasn't great versus Cincinnati. But, I mean, he could be really tough. A couple outings earlier in the year versus the White Sox team in which he got a little bit banged up against in his last outing. Prior to that, he had 0 earned runs, 3 hits, and 7 innings strong. Versus Cleveland, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 7 innings strong. So he's had some really good outings. His first outing of the year was against Baltimore, so that doesn't count because they're not very good. I think he pitched well today. The Angels have been fantastic. But I think he can throw well against them. I mean, it's a really good lineup. Something I do like today is they are coming back from quite the road trip. They just got back from a 5-game road swing. So kind of a tough, it's always tough. It's always a tough spot for MLB teams to travel and come back home. and play real well. That's a little handicapping angle. It doesn't always, pan out. It usually pans out if you can grab the underdog. And Minnesota might be a decent play today. They've won 5 games in a row. But again, we're talking about totals right now. I think Barrios is going to pitch well. I'm not really big on Zach Duke coming in as a hold guy for Minnesota, But gosh, he's got like 0 earned runs over the last 10 times he's been on the mound. 35-year-old wily veteran. And I know for sure Mike Trout and Albert Pujols do not like Fernando Rodney from his days at Seattle. And there's a really popular video in which they were mocking him with the arrow thing and stuff. But he's still a quality closer. He's still decent enough to get the job done. Minnesota's kind of hot right now. I think they play well. I mean, you look at them statistically on the offensive side, they're okay. I mean, they're like right in the middle of the league, a lot of categories. I mean, honestly, what are they? 14th in runs scored per game. They're 15th in batting average. So they're like right in the middle of the league. Angels are up there. They got some really nice statistics across the board. They're having a good year. And my boy Ohtani's having a good year as well. They're number 1 in the league in home runs. That's quite surprising. Not really, though, when you look at their lineup. But something one statistic I found interesting on the offensive side against both these teams today is on batting average on balls in play. They're 17th and 19th in the league with the Angels, Minnesota, respectively. So they can get out. They can definitely get out. I think Barrios could do a good enough job to go ahead and keep the Angels in check. So now on the other side, we got Richards getting the start for Los Angeles, another really good pitcher. And he's coming off a really good outing at Seattle where he allowed 4 hits in 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 3.93 ERA, 1.37 whip. But he's got a 3.55 career ERA and a 1.25 whip. He started off a little bit shaky, but he just had like really one bad outing that kind of blew up his numbers. That was the second start back against the Yankees, which can happen against a really, really good New York hitting team. He allowed 5 earned runs, 9 hits in under 2 innings. He got lit up. And his first game of the year wasn't that great either against Oakland. But he's an excellent major league pitcher. And the Angels have a pretty good relief staff. Not bad across the board. Their statistics are okay. Ultimately, as well, all those things said, plus the steam move here, with it going from 8 to 7.5, with the public being on the over, I like the under. I think both these guys come in and pitch real well. So I'm going to take a shot here on the under. And that's it for me. Really, like I said, it's going to be probably a really quick segment here. But I like this under here. I think this game stays tight, like a 3-1 sort of thing, maybe 3-2. All right, what do we got for me? Overtime. Charles with the knowledge. Well, I don't know about that. Just reading numbers. Anybody can do it. Just got to do your homework. Maybe I see things a little bit clearer than others. Let's see. Hey, guys. Good to see you all. Let's see. And Mr. Gogster99, curious as to the total Atlanta, Miami. Yeah, me too. I looked at that one for a little bit. I like Voltenowitz, man. He can be nasty. Line's dropped. Whenever a line drops, actually in any sport, when the line goes down, that always gets my radar up because the public, people like to bet the overs. There's like a comfort feeling about betting the overs. That's why I really like to bet the unders because especially when the line drops, that usually tells me there's some big money coming in on the under and that there's some sharps on it. And those are the people I want to follow because they're better than me. If I can just say that. Now, I don't always do that. Like the last game we had in the NBA with Houston and Utah, there was sharp money, but we went the other way. There was sharp money on the under. We went over, though, and it hit easy. Just to let you guys know, yesterday I did have the over personally with the Boston 76ers game. So I've been running well in the NBA. What else we got? Ron, never get a link on time. Love back to you. Thanks, Ron. Let's see. 11.5 is a little bit high. So you're talking, okay, so now you're talking about the Colorado game? And it's Colorado, Milwaukee, right? That's from Mr. Gogster. Let's see. Yeah, well, it's in Colorado. I actually had the Angels and Colorado on the over. It was also 11.5. They ended up Colorado didn't friggin' score. Holy cow! So that game lost. That was just the other day. Let's see. And we got Tomar. Oh, hey, what's up? I've done okay on totals in the NBA playoffs, but I lost the over. I bet in the live betting at 195.5 in Game 4 of the Boston series when a guy missed 2 free throws with 10 seconds left. I lost that one too. I had it on the second half. I talked about that the other day. I still remember it because I had him at 105.5, and they ended up at 105 because he missed those 2 free throws. So Tomar, me and you, we're right here, man, right here. I had that as well, and that's just you. You got to roll with the punches sometimes, man. It's not handicapping and winning in sports in the long run. It's about uh, fighting through adversity because you're going to have bad stretches. You're going to see this year during Major League Baseball, I'm going to end up somewhere along the line. I'm going to lose like 4 or 5 days in a row, or 4 or 5 segments in a row. I'm going to lose, but I'm going to continue to grind it out. You got to control your units when that happens. Horrible bad beat. Yeah, I know. I was there. Francisco, good to see you. Any opinion on the Yanks or the Nats? Hey, yeah, and also Francisco, I did want to mention the other day. I apologize because I don't think I read your question correctly. What you were saying was we can't know about the money, like how much money is being pushed to make a line move, and that is correct. I was thinking about the percentages and the public. So yeah, I think I don't know any place to know like how much money is coming in, so you know how much money is being pushed to make a line move. I don't know that information. I think that's what you're asking. So I might have made a mistake, but I was thinking about that after you asked that question. And sorry, I didn't go back and check that marketology. But you know, if you're going to spend your time to come in here and give me a comment, I do want to, give you the respect back and try and give you an adequate response. I think that's important because you guys are in here. So let's talk. So I think I kind of messed up on that. Let me move on. Any opinion on the ancient? No, I really just want to watch that Yankees game. Just enjoy it. It's been really good. They're going to have a really good series the whole season. And as far as the Nationals, got Rourke going against Greinke. I don't know, man. Arizona's good this year. You're asking about 2 really good baseball games. For me, those are just layoffs. The numbers seem about right on those. Anyone else likes Kansas City tonight? Baltimore is just terrible. Well, yeah, I kind of like Kennedy. I've always kind of liked him. How can you not like to go against Baltimore? Yeah, they're bad. They've been playing really bad baseball. And tomorrow, I'd lean over in the Angels game. Richards hasn't been consistent. He's off a good start. Berrios is hard to predict. I think weather is a huge factor for MLB totals. Should be hot again. That's why I love this segment. So Tomar, I humbly disagree with you. I like the under because of the steam move. I do like Berrios. He's got a whip under 1, and I think Richards I think he can be really stellar. His numbers are. He only had 1 bad outing, and it was versus the Yankees. So I'm going to give him a flyer on that. I think he comes back from Seattle because it was his last start at home versus the Yankees. So now he has a chance to bounce back from that. Minnesota's pretty hot, but they're all kind of banged up. Sano's out. I think Buxton's still out. So I think he has a good chance to come in and to get a quality start here. Sports betting poker. I missed the pick again. We got Minnesota Angels under the 7.5. That's our one major league pick today. All right. Fan of the show. Keep it up, sir. Thanks, Isaiah. I'm a fan of you for coming in. Ron, who are the top 5 teams in Japanese baseball? Well, there's not that many teams, so top 5 is too much because there's only 10 teams. So I would say the top 2 teams. I can tell you right now. Who's up there? You have. Well, it's always going to be the SoftBank Hawks are up there in the Pacific, but I don't think they're in first so far. The season's still early. Let's see. Right now, is it? Oh yeah, the Cebu Lions. Cebu Lions are in first. SoftBank's in second in the Pacific. Cebu, they have one of the best pitchers in Japan, lefty named Kikuchi, who should be in the major leagues. He's one of the top 3 pitchers in Japan. He's always a really big favorite. And then for the Central League, you got my favorite team is Hiroshima, the Carps. They're just good all the way around. They can hit. They got good pitching all the way around. They're really good. So Hiroshima and Cebu, SoftBank, and actually the Tokyo Giants are coming up. They had a bad year last year. That's the one that Michaelos. I forget how to pronounce his name. He's going to start for St. Louis. He pitched for Tokyo last year. They have their Sugano is getting the start for them today. He's really good. He would be we talked about Norimoto yesterday. I don't know. There's like 5 or 6 Japanese pitchers who could definitely pitch in the big leagues. But the thing about Japan is they're locked up in their contracts. They can't, and to get released, that's why the Otani thing was such a big deal, because just to talk to him cost millions of dollars. Just to talk to him. Here's $3 million so we can talk to him. I don't think it's that number, but it's millions of dollars just to approach the guy, and there's no guarantee you're going to sign him. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, we could talk about that for a long time, but okay. Ron, don't get me started on Japanese baseball. I'll go off forever. I did have a winner last night, though, which was good. I took Oryx versus Nippon Ham because my boy Kaneko was on the mound. I like him. Okay, tomorrow. I'm just talking nonsense. You guys are like, what are you talking about? Sorry. All right, Caleb Smith is doing great. Hard to know if it will continue. So that's the starter for Miami tonight. And what else we got here? We got Gogster coming in. Yeah, I want to take Atlanta. Line not going the right way, but I'm rolling with it. Thanks. I like Acuna, man. I like Acuna. That guy's going to be, well, who doesn't? He's going to be a stud. I want to take the over even at 11.5. Well, yeah, it's in Colorado, so the over is always tempting. Sports betting poker. How did you know to go with the public in that Sixers game instead of going with the reverse line move? How did I know? How do you know anything? I mean, how do you know? That's one of the best questions I've ever heard. Sports betting and poker coming in. How did you know to go with? I don't know. I just knew. But I mean, but that's hindsight. Because I won, so now you can ask that question. See what I'm saying? You can ask, how did you know? Well, because I won, so it looks good. But if I would have lost, because it could have lost. It's a sports betting pick. You could say, yeah, why didn't you go with the reverse line move? Because that's what you normally do. I don't know. Sometimes it's just a gut call from watching a million NBA games, look at that line movements, kind of get a feeling for the pace, the tempo, and how I think the teams are going to perform. Honestly, it was a little bit of a gut call, and sometimes you got to go with your gut. Honestly, ultimately sports handicapping, guys. Here's a secret. Okay, you ready? You want to know how to make money in sports handicapping? Money management. Really, honestly, it's money management. Well, I mean, you got to do your research and you got to be good. There's so many touts out there. So many guys talk so much nonsense. It's ridiculous. It really comes down to money management, and not chasing your losses. You lose, suck it up, be a man. You're up for the next day, and don't bet so many games. That's me personally. It's money management so huge. Sorry, I'm going to go off on a tangent. How did you know? That's a great question. I don't know. I'm gonna be thinking about that one all day today. Thanks, sports betting and poker. You got me thinking. Tomorrow, laugh out loud. I still remember the guy's name. Nader. What is that? What is that referencing to? Sorry, you lost me on that one. Rob, Jets tonight. I'm not sure about that. Fukoma, McGogster. I don't know what Fukuma is. I know Fukuoka is a city in Japan, but Fukoma, that's nonsense, I think. Try again. That's from Tomar. That's where I'm at on the comments, right? I mean, that's from McGogster. Sorry, that's where I am on the comments. I just skipped Robbie Tops, who's asked about the Jets. Somebody might have an opinion about that. Richard, who's the best American player in Japan? That's actually, there's some Dominicans here who are really good. The best American player? There's a closer for SoftBank who's really good. I kind of, you remember McGahee? He played third base at Miami for the Marlins. Casey McGahee, he's third baseman for the Giants. He's right up there. He's the first guy that comes off top. Every Japanese team has I think you get a total of 4 foreigners. But I'd have to look into that more. That's a really good question, Richard. Chance, thoughts? Japanese baseball is like between AAA and the major leagues. It's the next best professional league in the world. Chance, thoughts on the Dodgers -1, Braves, Cardinals? I got no opinion on Dodgers. I kind of like the Cardinals. To bounce back from their loss against the Twins. Just a little bit. Lloyd, any former MLB players doing well in Japan? Hey, kind of back on that question. Well, yeah, it'd be Casey McGahee. Or is it McGee? I think it's McGahee. That's how you pronounce it. He's doing well. Also, Andrew Jones was here a few years back, but I think he's retired now. Those are two that come off. McOxter, good stuff. Yeah, it is good stuff. Let's see, who else? Andrew, who do you think is winning the Celtics-Cavs series? Let's talk about that when we get there, because I think we'll have a segment before that first game. Celtics have the home court advantage, but man, and they play better defense, for sure. Cleveland's, I think Stevens is going to have them ready. I kind of like the Celtics. Man. They're playing with such confidence right now, and they just beat a really good Philadelphia team who was playing extremely well, who was playing as good or better than anybody in the NBA towards the end of the season. Oh, that's going to be a good one, man. And Houston, Golden State. I mean, it's fantastic. It's just going to be a really great basketball. Let's see. And Ron, perhaps you should charge a C note to talk to you. No, it's free. I mean, I'm glad you guys come in and enjoy this. The best you can do, like the segment, share the segment. The bigger this gets, that's the best thing that could possibly happen. So I appreciate that you like the segment, but I like talking to you guys. Let's see. Trung, key money management. Yes, agreed. What's the play? Trenton, I'm going to tell you the play one last time. I got about 5 more minutes. Let's keep going here. 40 watching and 7 likes. That's from Lamia. Okay, good. Let's get some more. Sorry, Fukuoka. Here's a fun note. I used to live in Fukuoka. How about that? First city I lived in Japan. Best city in Japan, in my opinion. Really good play. Really good city. Sorry, I was reading the word play and trying to talk. See? It's live. Okay. Teddy B, what's the play? I'm going to give it to you in 1 sec. Teddy, hold on. Well, let me just finish the comments, and then I'll give out the last play, and I'm going to get out of here. McOxter, I think there'll be an over team going forward. Jesse, what are you thinking on the Boston +1 versus the Cavs game? Ooh, let's talk about that when we get there. I got to do a little bit more research. That's a fascinating line. Kind of like Boston. I like, man, they are so tough on the defensive end. Kind of like Boston. We'll see. I haven't made a decision. Jesse, what are you thinking? Oh, sorry. Overtime. You bet the same unit on? Yeah, everything's a unit. Everything for me, it's a triple digit unit, but I don't really fluctuate that much. Just to let you know. And I usually play about 3 games. I always play 1 Japanese game, and then I'll have like 1 or 2 plays in American sports. Bill, Chuckster. Great to see you. Okay. Well, I ask you if you got any family in New Jersey. I went to high school in 2008 with a kid's named Jumpin' Joe Stark. Sorry, no relation. I'm from California. I'll answer that. That's Jumpin' Joe Stark. I was a decent athlete in my day. I could actually dunk. Just barely. Just barely, surprisingly enough. I think there is a slight misperception. This is for Tamar in the market regarding the Cavs. Cleveland has been fairly good defensively in the playoffs with Hill starting. I also think close games tend to be. I was reading actually a couple columns yesterday in regards to that. No, they have not been. They're still I thought that as well. It looks like they're playing with more intensity, but per possession, they are still giving up. They're giving up over 1 point something per possession. So they're actually defensively, they're not playing that great. They're still outscoring teams. There's some interesting statistics about that. But it seems to be it looks like they're playing statistically, they're not playing as good a defense as we perceive them to be, but they're winning. They're winning. So that's all that matters. Tomorrow I lean under in the game 1 Boston Cavs. We'll talk about that because I believe we'll have a segment for that. Trung, you take the train to work. That's why you always have to run on that now. I just came back from Japan. Oh, wow, cool. Hit me up next time, and maybe I'll be able to meet you. I'm a couple hours from Tokyo. Okay. No, actually, I have a car. I got a house. I got a car. Actually, I don't have a train. I kind of live in the little bit of the countryside, a little bit. I kind of have a nice house and stuff, so I do pretty well for myself. And let's see. But trains, yeah, trains and buses super popular in Japan. Great questions about Japan today. Tomorrow, I like Boston. Got them 20 to 1 to win the East. Okay, that's really good. And I'm going to continue real quick, so I got to get out of here. Gogster, friend of mine from Fukuoka. That's funny. Yeah, Fukuoka is a great city. Ron, have dunked before, but only donuts. Oh, that's funny. All right, Lloyd, I could see the Celtics winning at least 2 games. Oh yeah, made a couple small plays for them to win the series. Parlayed with the Warriors for plus 400. Yeah, it's kind of hard to go against the Warriors right now. Bill, where in okay, you're asking him a question. And finally, tomorrow, I think the stats are misleading because the Cavs were blowing Toronto out. Yeah. And they didn't play great defense with yeah. Okay, that is a very fair point. Tomorrow, nice. That's a really good comment. Yeah, you might be right about that. I'm just telling you what I read. But it's hard to go against what they've been on the season. They've been in the bottom 3, bottom 4 in all defensive statistics across the board. We'll see. We'll just see how it's all about the matchups too. It really is. It's about the matchups. Whether a team's playing good offense or good defense, it's about how they match up with that other team. I think Boston matched up really well with Philadelphia. That was a tough matchup for them. But I don't know about I gotta let me do some more research. I mean, I already have some things internally in which I believe, but I want to check some stuff out to see if I'm right. And here we go. Andrew, are the steering wheels on the right side of the car? How driving to Japan? Bunch of mopeds. No, it's not like no, it's not like that at all. But yes, I do. It is on the other side. And then when I go to the States, my brain has to switch over. But no, it's not like that at all. I'm telling you, unless you've been to Japan, it's really hard to explain. You have to come here and experience it and travel around a little bit. It's an awesome country, awesome people. I really enjoy it. People think just Tokyo when they think Japan. But there's I mean, it's a huge country. There's all sorts of different stuff out there. Okay. And overtime, good stuff today. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Tomorrow, for sure, Cavs were trashed offensively. Yeah, that is statistically they were. We'll see. We're going to find out. We'll definitely talk about that more. All right, you guys. Today, hey, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for coming in. Like the segment because it's a good thing to do. And share the segment as well. We want to get this to be as big as possible. So today, listen to what we got. We got Minnesota and Los Angeles. We're going under the 7.5. A little bit of a steam move here. I really like Barrios. I think Richards. I think they both pitched really well today. I think they both get quality starts. I think we look at a tight ball game. Again, public's on the over, but the lines moved down. So we're going to take Minnesota and the Los Angeles Angels under the 7.5. Definitely not a lock, but for one unit, we're going to take a shot. That's our one pick today. You guys, best of luck. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for coming in. Really a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Don't forget Stark Raving Totals Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you guys on Saturday, and we'll be talking more Major League Baseball and more NBA. One last time. Today, our plays in Major League Baseball, Minnesota, Los Angeles, Angels, under the 7.5. All right, thanks, guys. Take care.